Hey, what's up, guys? This is Andre, or Chokenator, if you know me from the stream, and today I'm going to be just talking about some books that I've been reading. And on the video, you're going to be seeing some commissions I was working on. This is back in November, and I don't know if you guys remember this story, but back in September of last year, I had a surgery to remove my gallbladder because I hadn't been eating well my whole life, and I finally paid the price. But anyway, as I was recovering from that surgery, I needed to basically get a lot more commissions because in that time in the hospital, I really fell behind, and also as I was recovering from the surgery, my stomach had a lot of pain still. And so I couldn't really work that well. I tried a little bit, but it was pretty distracting recovering from the pain. So I fell behind. I lost my status on Fiverr, and I had to get on social media and really ask people, hey, if you want to commission me, I'll do some for really cheap. And so these drawings I'm going to be showing you today are pretty much what I was working on during that time. Um, but anyway, what I do want to talk about is some books that I've been reading. I've actually been wanting to educate myself more, personal enrichment, I guess. I don't really go to school anymore. I haven't been to school in a long time. But I do enjoy reading, and I do enjoy self-improvement and just getting better at whatever I'm doing. And I just picked up a few books that I was just really interested in. They're not really necessarily relevant to art or my career, really. But as you guys know, I've been trying to pursue flow state. I've been trying to get in the zone while drawing. Now, it's not very difficult for me to do in games, and I think games are really designed for people to enter flow state. They try to make it so that your level of challenge is always perfect. That games kind of walk you through it, and especially competitive online games, they usually have some kind of matchmaking system, MMR or something, that will give you opponents that are just about your level, which will give you about a 50% chance of winning and a 50% chance of losing. Some people even say that 60% chance of winning and 40% chance of losing is like the most enjoyable. But who really knows? But anyway, it's not difficult for me to achieve in games. I can play a game that I really like, even just for a few minutes, and I'm probably gonna enter some kind of flow state. And you can usually tell it's flow state when the time just passes by without you realizing it. You feel like you're in the zone. You feel like you're constantly learning, but you're not bored, but you also feel like you're constantly being challenged, right? And in order for you to really enter flow state, you have to have practiced something a lot so that your body can kind of take over. So that the stimulus that you see, you're just going to instantly react to. And so yeah, this happens a lot in games. Even children can experience flow state if they're playing really games that they really like. Especially like puzzle games like Tetris, where it's really all about reaction time and conditioning, right? Nowadays, kids, be spending a lot of time on like Fortnite or whatever. And I have my brother-in-law. He's like 8 years old, and he's just, I look at his movement on Fortnite. He's like really, really solid, movement. And anyway, I don't, gaming is not my career. I tried, in 2014 through 2016, I tried becoming a pro Smash player. It didn't work out, not because I gave up really, but because I knew I didn't want it at that time. I didn't really want it as badly as other people did, and I wanted to pursue like my relationship, my art career. I wanted those things instead, and so I made a big transition in my life. Now that I draw for a living, I feel that I'm actually, maybe I'm better at Smash or better at games than I am at drawing. It's really difficult to measure, but I can just feel it, that when I'm drawing, it's difficult for me to enter that flow state. It's difficult for me to get in the zone because a lot of times I feel like I run into problems that kind of elude me, to problems like with anatomy, problems with perspective, like as if I didn't take enough classes when I was in school for art. Like I didn't condition myself or prepare myself enough, or maybe I don't have the knowledge base to really carry that kind of development as an artist. So like I will not really be sure where the bones in the pelvis are, or where the muscles are connected to, or the tendons and ligaments are, the surface anatomy, all the stuff you need to know as an artist. Like a lot of times my shapes are off, and as you can see as I'm drawing here, I have to undo a lot because my line confidence is not really there. Um, my accuracy is kind of off. Like I feel like I just need to train really hard in each of those things, so that I can, you know, so that I can feel like I'm improving, and so that I can feel like I'm getting in the zone. Like I know I'm not bad at drawing. I know I'm actually pretty decent, but I can also feel, I can definitely feel, I can definitely see that there's room for improvement. And I want to be able to, just like I do in gaming, to be able to recognize and pinpoint each thing that I need to work on, and schedule, you know, deliberately schedule time to either practice or research how to do those things. So I can name a number of things uh, that I want to work on, like specifically anatomy. I'm not really great with back muscles, with the side, like obliques and the side muscles, like the side of the gluteus, the side of the hips. There's a number of things. I'm sure I would run into many more the more I draw. But anyway, I know this is already like 6 minutes into the video, but I do want to talk about a couple books that I've been reading. One of them is Tao of Jeet Kune by Bruce Lee. And I know his, you know, he's a martial artist. It doesn't really have a lot to do with art, does it? But I mean, he's an artist, right? A martial artist. And Bruce Lee's philosophy was always about developing yourself, true expression of yourself. You know, the Tao of Jeet Kune is not about his fighting style, rather about the philosophy that he uses in pursuing self-improvement in his fighting ability. And he does acknowledge, like, you have to empty your mind in order to achieve like peak performance. Because if you're thinking, if you're trying to actively think in the middle of a fight, it's too slow. So there's a back and forth push. You know, you do experience this a lot in like fighting games and gaming, but in real life fighting too, there's going to be a little bit of a dance where you're kind of waiting for the right moment to pounce. And what you're doing is you're really heightening your senses so that you can react perfectly to the opportunity to strike. Now, where does this, how can this be applied to art? That emptying of the mind. I feel like I can achieve it, and there are times where I have achieved it, like while I'm animating, where I can kind of just see the next frame before I draw it. I kind of just know where the forms are moving, and then my hand will kind of start moving on its own. Now, when it comes to getting anatomy right and perfectly accurate, I'm not really great at that. But I think the more I understand, I think the secret for me is going to be building my what do you call it? Like your visual memory. I know there's a word for it, but like 3D forms in your head that you're able to translate into 2D drawing. And yeah, so like for example, if I like a car is a bunch of basic shapes. You can draw a car with a bunch of rectangles and ellipses, rectangular prisms, ellipses, maybe cones, a bunch of shapes like that. And if you know how they're arranged, you can draw a car just from your head, from memory, perfectly. And I want to be able to do that with the human body, and I think that's really going to propel me forward. So I need to keep studying in order for me to achieve flow state and just be able to visually react to whatever I'm drawing and know the next thing to do without even thinking about it. It's going to really be all about study. And so this recording here is about winding up. This was commissioned to me by a friend named Kyle, and it looks like I paused it here at the end of the video just so I can show you guys. I drew that pretty well. I didn't charge all that much for this, so this was a pretty quick sketch, but I think it turned out fine, and he said he liked it. So yeah, I do want to talk more about Tao of Jeet Kune, and I'm also reading another book called The Will to Keep Winning by Daigo Umehara. But I think I'll be talking about that one as I read more. Again, I'm only like a few pages into these books, and I only really got to the parts where Bruce Lee was talking about emptying your mind, but also what is art. Maybe in the next video I'll talk about what is art according to Bruce Lee and according to myself. So I'll see you guys later. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys don't mind me. I'm going to be uploading a bunch of videos of just me drawing commissions and just talking about my thoughts as I get through the days. So I'll see you guys soon, and let me know if you have any requests. Alright, see you. Love you all. Peace out. Bye-bye.